Welcome to Inner Peace Better Health, where real growth meets real impact. I'm your host, Saima, and tonight's guest is a true multi hyphenate, Nelson Paredes-Parks. With over 30 years in the entertainment industry, leadership of the ESI network, and a heart for mentorship, Nelson is more than just a mover in Hollywood. He's a catalyst for change, whether it's guiding kids into showpiece with healthy boundaries or helping entrepreneurs scale with integrity. Nelson's message is clear. You can go next level and still keep your soul intact. Now, if you're ready to elevate your personal life with purpose, this is your moment. Now, Nelson, you have done so much from talent management to AI education to nonprofit work. So, what does going next level in your personal life look like for someone like you?
Well, I think next level is really about getting clear with what it is your objective is in your life. Um, you're going to want to go next level in different areas of your life at different chapters in your life. So I think going next level is like a daily, weekly, and monthly sort of thing. Like each day, I'm trying to figure out how I can be 1% better at whatever task um, I'm trying to accomplish each day. So I think even personally, next level is just like getting a little bit better each and every day. And as you continue doing that on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, years from now, you have the cumulative effect of like really impacting and making a difference.
hmm So, was there a moment when you realized your personal life needed the same level of strategy and heart as your business?
I think that's an ever ongoing process, and I think one of the things that I do is I map out both my business life and my personal life and analyze and ask myself deep questions. Um, like what's working, what's not working, what are the next steps to make sure that I'm as effective as possible. So I think that's just more like a lifestyle. I have a certain routine that I do like each morning. I call it my morning power hour. And I have four steps to it. There's mindset, movement, morning routines, and motivational reading. And so under the mindset category, I do three things. I'll first wake up. The first 15 minutes is like making sure I get my mind in the right place. And I'll say statements like, I'm getting connected to my purpose. I'm getting connected to my family. I'm getting connected to whatever it is I want to get connected to. Then I will start saying a statement like, I am grateful for my wife. I am grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the business I have. And then the last step there will be I'll say statements like I am strong, I am wise. So it's important in that first 15 minutes to really get my mindset in the right place. And then after that, then I go into some sort of movement, where I'll do some sort of quick workout, I'll take a walk around the block, I'll do a quick jog, then I'll get home, do some morning routines, like typical morning routines to make sure that my day is going to be effective. And then I'll spend a little time doing some motivational reading because I want to make sure that I put in, other good things into my mindset. So I find that when I do this on a daily basis, the days that I do this, I think my day is a lot more effective. And the days I don't do that, my days are kind of not as effective.
That's actually so relatable, Nelson. Success without inner alignment can feel empty, and it doesn't have to be that way, right?
Wait, say that one more time.
That's so relatable what you said that success without inner alignment can feel empty, and it doesn't have to be that way, right?
Yeah, you need to make sure you're balancing it. So, set yourself
Mhm.
up personally at the top of the day so you can get really clear with your agenda and what you're really trying to create for the day.
Absolutely. Now, working with rising stars and youth in entertainment, so how do you help them create like healthy personal foundations in such a high pressure industry?
Well, I think one of the things that I start with is a business plan. I want to make sure that there's a plan for their life, a plan for their career. So I'll have them go through their time, their money, their budget, their boundaries, like their goals, like what it is that they're trying to do. I want to make sure that they have a mini business plan The same way any company would have a business plan, you as an actor or artist want to have a plan as well.
Mhm. So, can you share some lessons that people outside Hollywood can take from that kind of mindset?
Well, over the last couple years, I've been working as an executive coach and advisor, helping entrepreneurs and business owners scale up their life. So, really, where I start is asking yourself deep questions on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So, I think if you're not asking yourself the proper questions in your life, you're not going to get the kind of results you want in your life. So, I've broken down questions into a couple different categories. There's action minded questions. An action minded question may be something like, what one action step could I take that would best impact my week? Or what one action could I be taking in my life that is self-sabotaging my life? So those would be like action-minded questions. Then I'll have questions about my finances. A financial question might be something like, what one call could I make today to bring an income this day, this week, or this month? A second option might be, what one bill could I pay today that if I don't, could cause me a problem in my life? So again, those are financial sort of questions. Relationship-based questions could be something like this. What one statement could I speak over myself today to set myself up to win for the day? Or what one meeting could I set up today that could really impact my month? Like what relationship do I have out there that really, if I set that meeting up, would really impact my entire month? Then I have
That.
habit
Mhm.
Then I'll have habit and routine questions. A habit and routine question may be something like, what one habit can I start today to improve my daily productivity? And also, what one productive habit can I introduce to my evenings to better prepare for the next day? And then the last sort of question I ask myself are problems and challenges questions. So, for example, a question in that domain would be something like, what one step can I take today to address the biggest challenge I'm facing in my life? Or a secondary question could be, what one person can I reach out to today for advice on a problem I am facing? So I always just make sure that I'm asking myself deep and powerful questions. And those questions that I ask myself, that is what dictates my to-do list. And I find that when I do it like that, I have a very different to-do list in my life.
That kind of grounded wisdom is everything. Fame fades, but character and clarity last. No.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentor business owners through helpandartist.com. So, what personal growth patterns do you see most in entrepreneurs and how can they break through those ceilings?
I think many entrepreneurs are just wearing so many hats. So I think like right now I'm working with a client that one of the biggest things that I had to work on with him is how to slow down, how to look at his schedule and really plan out all 168 hours of his week. So we had to kind of chat through like taking a step back, breathing and looking like what's working, what's not working, and what are those daily steps that we need to kind of shift. So sometimes it's like I sit down with a client and specifically look at every area of their life and figure out what we need to do to shift some habits. Because really, it's those habits that if we don't change the habits, then we're going to start getting the same results in our life. So when I'm working with a client, I'm looking at what current problems are they experiencing, and then I get into their calendar. I get into what their life really looks like on a day-to-day basis, and we really investigate what are those problems, and I help them come up with better solutions so they can have more effective patterns on a daily basis that then give them different results in their life.
Mm-hmm. That's noteworthy. So, can you share some daily habits, like mindset shifts that helped you evolve past your own plateaus?
Well, what I started sharing a little earlier, my morning power hour, that is really one of the things that like makes a huge
Mm-hmm.
difference. So I would say that would be one thing. A second thing is the habit of reading, the habit of like watching a YouTube video every day. So I learn one new thing, one new skill. So I think it's about figuring out how do you implement some new habits like that sort of thing that start to impact. A habit can be something like you'll touch a paper only once when it falls on your desk. You touch it once and you don't shuffle it from left to right, you know? So I'll take a look at someone's patterns and figure out what are those patterns you have to kind of shift. And then as a coach, I also have coaches coaching me. My question to people out there is like, do who's your coach? If you want to go to the Olympics, you would have a coach. You'd have someone mentoring you. You'd have an advisor. So I think for anyone, if you want to get good at anything, you definitely want to have either a group of advisors or a business coach or strategist that you can work with on a weekly basis to really level up what it is you say you're committed to in your life.
Refreshing to hear a growth like a strategy that includes inner work. That's where the true power lives.
Yep.
Hmm. Now, you're also teaching entertainment pros about integrating AI, and that's really fascinating. So, how do you balance tech innovation with emotional and mental well being?
Well, AI is not something I've been an expert in, but a year ago I did an initiative and I started a research project a little bit. And I got a website called the AI Expert, trying to figure out the correlation of AI and entertainment and what the entertainment community could do in the AI space. So I just then brought together a bunch of AI experts in their own right and tried to learn a little bit from them to figure out what tools I have to be using, what technologies I could be using that could really help me level up my game. So I think it's finding that balance of like finding those tools that would make a difference in like your day to day, week to week basis. And I think it's important to stay ahead of technology. Our world is changing at such a fast pace. So I think the people that are out there are figuring out like how they can integrate technology. I don't think AI is necessarily going to replace people, but I think it will replace people that don't know how to use AI. So obviously most people are very familiar with obviously ChatGPT. I use Fathom AI for note taking. You can use other AI tools like HeyGen or Midjourney or Zapier, or Poppy AI or Notion. There's just so many tools. And it's just important to spend a little time each month researching certain tools so that you're a little bit more aware of like what tools you could be using in your life to, help you balance up your life.
Hmm. That's actually a gift, especially in today's fast paced world. So, do you have any advice for creatives who feel overwhelmed by rapid change?
I think again, it comes down to your schedule. It's like blocking off, like time blocking is so important. Like in your Google Calendar, you want to make sure that you put, like, if you are dedicated to have 5 hours of downtime per week, it's actually putting the 5 hours into your schedule. And then you got to just stick to your schedule.
Hmm. That's going to surely be beneficial for all our listeners out there, Nelson. Now,
Yep.
for someone, for someone listening, like who's ready to go next level in life but doesn't know where to start, what's one move they can make this week?
Well, this week they can make sure they go buy a book, buy a book to inspire them to learn, from somebody else. And for anyone out there that's looking for an executive coach, you can, reach out to me at helpandanswers.com and connect with me and send me a message. And I'd love to, set up a complimentary Zoom meeting to share with you kind of how I could personally help you kind of level up, your business brand or career.
Hmm. So, how can they stay, committed when motivation fades away?
Wait, ask the question one more time.
How can they stay committed when motivation fades away?
I think it's important to have like some sort of visual like chart or graph or a mind map up on your, you know, screen or on your wall or on your refrigerator, something that just kind of you keep looking at. Um, and also it's important to have like an accountability group, like having a group of like-minded individuals or friends where you have a weekly call I used to be a part of a group where we would get on a call every morning, Monday through Friday, for over 2 years. Our group is called Soul Purpose. And all we did for 30 minutes is go around and check in with each other and talk about what miracles we were each going to create for our lives each day. And by having an accountability group like that, that was like every day you had to get on this Zoom, on this call, whether you liked it or not, it really motivated me to just stay on my A game. And there were many days I did not want to get on that phone call. But I think having accountability in life for sure really helps. Um, so I think that that's one of the biggest things you can do is have mentors, have accountability groups, that will really, help you stay on track.
That's remarkable. So, Nelson, like, do you have any personal story of a time that you had to push through adversity to reach a new level?
Yeah, I mean, all the time. I feel like it's every week nowadays. The world has
Hmm.
changed at such a fast pace. So each day you're having to reinvent, figure out how to do something a little wiser or smarter or faster. Or so I think it's a daily habit. It's a practice that you just need to take on living. So it's just part, I think it's about just incorporating it into your lifestyle. But there's been many a day where I'm like, "Well, how do I get things to that next level and what do I need to do?" And it really comes down many times to just asking deeper and more powerful questions of myself and getting out of my own way and getting out of my comfort zone. So I have to push myself daily.
Mm-hmm. So, what's one piece of advice you'd like to give to our listeners or to someone who is like ready to take their life to the next level today?
Well, again, right off the bat, like what I'll offer to any of your listeners, anyone that wants to connect on a free complimentary 30-minute Zoom, connect with me through helpandanswers.com, send me an email, and I'll set up a meeting to help you figure out like what you need to do to really level things up.
Well, that's noteworthy. Nelson, thank you for showing us that elevation isn't about ego, it's about intention. And to all our listeners out there, your next level isn't out there somewhere, it's within. Lean into clarity, commit to growth, and bring your whole self with you. Until next time, rise with wisdom and lead with light.